Forbes and e-learning industry both emphasize this. If these AI systems get compromised, student data is at risk.
Welcome to our deep dive into a space that's not just growing, it's exploding and fundamentally changing the world of online learning opportunities.
Yeah, and specifically, we're looking at how artificial intelligence, AI, is completely shaking things up.
We've pulled together quite a stack of sources for this. There's a great walkthrough from a YouTube channel, Kristen's Classroom, focused on online teaching.
Right, and several articles, too, from places like Forbes and e-learning industry. They really dig into the current state and, maybe more importantly, the future impact of AI on how we all learn and teach online.
So our mission today really is to unpack this stack for you. We want to explore just how vast and varied the online teaching landscape is right now.
And then dive deep into the potential, which is huge, but also the significant challenges that AI brings to education.
And finally, try and see where this is all heading. What does it mean for the future of learning?
There's some genuinely eye-opening things in here, especially when you see the sheer scale of options out there.
Absolutely. And how quickly AI is moving from theory to actual practical application in learning environments. Let's just jump straight into that sprawling world of online teaching platforms first.
Okay, so as that YouTube source really highlights, this expansion of online education, it's massive. I mean, that's no secret.
Right.
But what's really striking is the diversity they found. They looked at 28 different platforms.
28. Wow.
Yeah, it just shows it's not one single path anymore.
Yeah.
You got opportunities for teaching English, sure. ESL's big.
Always is.
But also specialized one-on-one tutoring, group classes, and even platforms specifically for teachers who want to build and sell their own courses.
Right. It's less like one industry and more like a whole ecosystem, isn't it?
Totally.
You see those online marketplaces. They mentioned Preply, italki, Verbal Planet, Cafe Talk, where teachers are basically entrepreneurs. You build a profile, list your skills, set your rates based on, your qualifications, reviews.
And connect directly with students or clients.
Yeah.
Very much running your own show.
Then you have models that feel a bit more structured, almost like agencies.
Yeah, like companies such as Tutored by Teachers or the Latin Higher Agency model. They assess your skills and then match you up with students or even schools needing online help.
And some are really just full-on online schools, right? Set curricula, proper hiring processes.
Exactly. Like Verbaling, they note it's competitive to get into, but the pay rates can be top tier.
And VIP Kid Global, I remember them being huge for China, but they've pivoted completely now.
Yeah, totally international student base now. And
Yeah.
51 Talk, mostly teachers from the Philippines, but they're actually looking for native speakers from the US and elsewhere too.
The list in that source just keeps going. LearnLite for European Business English. Open English, huge in South America.
Sena English, looking for US teachers, specifically neutral accents. IGOX, Kids, EF Education First, Schoolie for Chinese students, Wales English, NIL English for Korean students, Tutoring Go.
Even mobile apps like Pelfish.
It's a lot.
What really hit me looking at that massive list wasn't just the number, but the range of requirements. It really drives home that there are different paths for different people.
For sure. Some are quite traditional. They want a bachelor's degree, maybe a couple of years experience, a TEFL cert.
Like VIP Kid, Global, Verbaling, LearnLite, Sena English, those types.
Right. But then you've got platforms that are way more flexible. Cambly, for instance, or Lingo, OneCoin English in Japan.
What do they need?
Often it's just being a native English speaker or maybe being legally allowed to work where they operate. A degree or formal certification isn't always necessary.
Interesting. And Best Teacher focuses on written English. That opens things up too.
Yeah, less about accent or even spoken fluency sometimes. Though accents are a factor for some platforms.
Right. You mentioned Sena English wanting neutral U.S. accents. And Skybell apparently prefers British accents for IELTS prep.
Yeah, specific needs. While others are fine with non-native speakers for certain types of lessons, and geography matters too.
U.S. Canada only for kids and parts of VIP Kid Global. USC Canada for Wales English. U.S. teachers for NIL English.
Definitely location restrictions on some. And the pay rates, just as varied.
I bet. From what, like pennies to...
Well, the source mentions everything from maybe $3-5 an hour at the low end up to $30-45 an hour on some of the more competitive platforms.
Huge range. And depends on qualifications, experience.
Often, yeah. And the pay structures differ too. Some are flat rates, others like Open English might offer raises over time.
And scheduling, that must be a big deal for teachers.
Oh, huge. Some platforms are 20/47, total flexibility. great if you need that. Others have specific peak hours you need to be available for.
Any minimum hours?
Varies wildly. Some have absolutely no minimum, perfect for a side gig. But others want real commitment, 4, 5, 8, 10, 15 hours a week.
Wow, okay.
Even up to 25 or 35 hours a week for some, like 51 Talk or Open English. That's definitely full-time territory.
So it really shows there's something for almost anyone's schedule or teaching style.
Exactly. And one more key difference, the source highlights. Pre-made lessons versus creating your own stuff.
Ah, yeah. Some provide everything.
Right, like Lingo or Ringle or EF Education First gives you resources. But then platforms like OutSchool and AllSchool are built for teachers who want to design and deliver their own unique classes.
The YouTuber actually teaches full-time on OutSchool.
Oh, yeah, shares her own experience doing that. It's a different model entirely.
So the big takeaway from all this platform stuff, it's not one job. Online teaching is this vast kind of fragmented marketplace.
Totally fragmented.
There are roles for traditional teachers with degrees, but also for subject experts without formal teaching backgrounds, people wanting side income, people building a whole business. That diversity is maybe the most surprising thing if you're new to this space.
Precisely. And it's this already incredibly varied, rapidly expanding world that's now meeting well, the transformative power of artificial intelligence.
Okay, transition point. The Forbes and e-learning industry articles are clear. AI isn't some future fantasy. It's here now, and it's actively reshaping online education.
Yeah, they say it's already being used for things like personalization, adaptive learning systems, even automating some content creation.
So let's unpack that. What are the really big opportunities the sources see AI unlocking here?
But what's fascinating is how AI could supercharge personalized learning. That ideal of tailoring education to the individual. AI might actually make it scalable.
How so?
Forbes talks about AI algorithms that can genuinely adapt the content, the pacing, based on your specific learning style, your strengths, your weaknesses.
Well, you move at your own speed, not just the class average.
Exactly. And the e-learning industry article takes it further, suggesting advanced AI could even predict what you need to learn next, maybe before you even realize it.
Whoa. Like learning modules that change in real time as you use them?
Potentially, yeah. That feels genuinely revolutionary for tailoring education.
What else? Assessment and feedback. That's always time consuming.
Huge benefit there. AI can automate grading for routine stuff, like quizzes. But it can also analyze more complex answers using natural language processing.
Giving students instant feedback.
Yep, immediate feedback, telling them what they got right, where they went wrong, suggesting next steps. And as Forbes points out, this frees up educators.
Right. Less time grading multiple choice, more time on.
Deeper concepts, actual mentoring, tailored guidance, that human touch.
That makes sense. And I think Forbes also mentioned AI helping spot struggling students.
Proactive intervention, yeah.
Yeah.
AI could analyze patterns. Maybe you start logging in less or
Yeah.
your forum posts get shorter and flag that for the instructor.
So they can step in early before someone falls way behind. That's powerful.
Content creation is another big one. E-learning industry talks about AI dynamically curating and even creating educational materials.
Keeping things up to date automatically.
Exactly. Constantly updating based on new research, trends, feedback, without needing constant manual rewrites.
And thinking bigger picture accessibility.
Definitely. Forbes highlights how AI platforms could dramatically increase reach, offering personalized, high-quality education globally, maybe at lower cost, breaking down those geographic or financial barriers.
E-learning industry also mentioned tailoring for learners with disabilities, making things more inclusive.
Yes, adapting the experience for a wider range of needs.
What about things like VRR? Is AI pushing that?
E-learning industry mentions immersive learning. Sure, AI with AR/VR for realistic simulations, hands-on practice.
But not everyone's jumping on that right now.
Well, the Evolution article gives the example of Bottega University, which is apparently focusing more on project-based learning and AI feedback right now, rather than VR simulations. Different approaches.
Okay. And could AI help with like the credibility of online degrees?
Potentially. E-learning industry brings up using blockchain with AI for secure, verifiable records, enhancing trust in those online credentials. And maybe the most futuristic idea they mention is developing real AI tutors, not just chatbots, but intelligent agents giving real-time, personalized guidance, adapting their teaching style.
Wow. Proper AI mentors.
Seems like the goal.
Okay, so the potential is enormous. Truly personalized learning, efficient assessment, proactive support, dynamic content, global access, maybe new immersive stuff, even AI tutors. But there's always a but.
There usually is.
This is where it gets really interesting. The sources, especially Forbes, lay out some pretty significant challenges and risks we need to grapple with.
Absolutely critical to consider. One of the biggest Forbes flags is losing that vital human connection.
How so?
If AI is just slapped on, relied on too heavily, it can replace those chats, discussions, mentorship moments that are crucial for empathy, collaboration, just the human side of learning.
Yeah, you can't automate empathy.
Not really.
Hmm?
And then there's the whole issue of biases and AI hallucinations.
Hallucinations, like making stuff up.
Pretty much. Both Forbes and e-learning industries stress that AI learns from data. If that data is biased, incomplete, or ignores cultural differences.
The AI's output will be biased or just plain wrong.
Exactly. Even convincingly wrong sometimes. They really hammer the need to double-check AI outputs, know where the info comes from. Critical thinking about the AI itself is key.
And students just relying on it too much.
That's another risk Forbes mentions. If students just let AI write their essays or solve all the problems, are they really developing their own critical thinking and problem-solving skills?
Good question. And data privacy always a concern with tech.
Oh, yeah. Forbes and e-learning industry both emphasize this. If these AI systems get compromised, student data is at risk. So clear policies, strong security, ethical design, non-negotiable.
The learning industry really focused on ethical AI, fairness, transparency.
It has to be central. And legally. Forbes points out it's murky territory with intellectual property.
Like who owns AI-generated course material or student work done with AI help?
Exactly. The copyright standards just aren't clear yet.
Okay, so massive potential, but also some serious hurdles. How do schools, ed tech companies, teachers actually prepare for this AI-infused future? The sources had advice, right?
They did. For the edtech leaders, the platform builders, Forbes and e-learning industry say, prioritize inclusive design. Keep humans in the loop.
Ow!
Build transparent algorithms using high-quality, unbiased data. Have human checkpoints let educators override AI decisions, review outputs. Be crystal clear about data sources, how decisions are made, security, data retention.
Ethical AI as a foundation.
Absolutely. It can't be an afterthought.
And for the educators on the ground, what should they be doing?
Forbes advises leaning into what makes them unique, their personality, teaching style, experience, perspective. Focus more on interaction, connection, mentorship. That's the human edge.
And be critical users of AI themselves.
Yes. Verify AI content for bias, for accuracy.
Right.
And e-learning industry adds. Keep learning. Educators need to continuously update their own AI skills because this tech moves so fast. Experiment, collaborate.
So the overall message seems to be use AI to augment human teaching, not replace the core human element.
That's the consistent thread, especially from Forbes. Enhance empathy, creativity, discussion, mentorship. Don't automate them away.
Okay, so putting it all together, we've got this explosion of diverse online platforms meeting this transformative wave of AI with all its potential and pitfalls. It really paints a picture of a major evolution in education, doesn't it?
It really does. The Evolution article backs this up strongly. Online learning isn't some niche alternative anymore. It's becoming core.
They mentioned huge numbers of students taking online courses or whole degrees now.
Yeah, large percentages. And interestingly, even after campuses reopened post-pandemic, online enrollment stayed really high. It wasn't just a temporary fix.
And the market reflects that. Big growth predicted.
Massive. The Evolution article projects the digital learning market hitting something like $686.9 billion by 2030.
Wow.
And the heart of this evolution, especially as AI gets smarter, seems to be that push for truly personalized learning.
Back to that theme. Education adapting to the learner, not the other way around.
Exactly what the Evolution article emphasizes, moving away from that rigid one-size-fits-all model.
And AI tools are making that feasible, like those adaptive feedback systems.
They're key facilitators. The Evolution article mentions them, using Bottega University as an example, again, systems that analyze how you tackle a problem and give you personalized, real-time tips.
Which changes the teacher's role too, right?
Big time. The Evolution article suggests teachers become more like learning mentors, guiding, fostering critical thinking, tackling complex problems, while the platforms and AI handle some delivery and basic feedback.
That Bottega example really shows that mentor model in action alongside AI tools.
Yeah, it makes it concrete. And accessibility is a huge part of this evolution, too.
Learning on any device, anywhere, anytime.
Breaking down those traditional barriers of time and place. Making education genuinely more accessible to more people. The Evolution article even notes government initiatives partnering with platforms to create accessible pathways.
Recognizing that wider access is good for society as a whole.
Exactly. And again, that Bottega University example in the Evolution article ties it together. Personalized, project-based learning aligned with industry needs, using AI feedback, with instructors as mentors. It shows this future direction is already happening,
So, quite a journey we've taken from the sheer breadth of online teaching jobs available now
which is pretty staggering in itself.
to how AI is profoundly changing the learning process, personalizing it, making it more efficient.
But also bringing those critical challenges around bias, human connection, privacy that we absolutely have to manage.
It's clear online education isn't standing still. It's dynamic, it's transforming incredibly fast, and AI is a massive driver of that change.
No question about it.
And it really leaves you in a big question to chew on, doesn't it? As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into these online platforms, what's that final balance going to look like?
Mm.
How do we get the best of both worlds? Harness all that amazing AI efficiency and personalization potential.
While making absolutely sure we protect and nurture the irreplaceable human stuff, the empathy, the mentorship, the critical discussion, the, the joy of learning together. Yeah, how can you as a learner and educator really leverage these incredible tools without inadvertently losing something vital, something fundamentally human along the way?
It's definitely the critical balance we need to think about as this future keeps unfolding.